Hey Laravel champs, how's everyone doing? I hope everyone is killing it. And I was asked this question yesterday by someone who's relatively new to Laravel, and they were like, "Okay, I have a work project where I can't really do much. My hands are pretty much tied. I can't really write a pipeline. I can't really do anything. It's a government project, so." Um, so in that scenario, and even in others, you might want to, test your code locally and check your code locally before committing it, uh, before pushing it. Actually, even better if before committing it, and that would give you a lot of leverage, a lot of advantage. If your code can be fixed, it can be linted, and if there are any issues, they can be taken care of, and then you can uh, you know uh, just go from there. So you have a code sniffer, you have a linter, stuff like that. So that seems a lot to set up. Like it seems like you'll have to write a GitHub Actions pipeline. You'll have to write you'll have to add some pre-commit webhooks, pre-commit hooks, and that seems like something that's like a lot of stuff to do. But there is something easier, and in today's Laravel test drive, we are going to look at it, and it's called it's basically a package Titan Duster, and Titan, as you know, is a very famous Laravel company, and they have other packages as well. So you can actually use. They have kind of taken care of this in a beautiful way. You can really do it pretty quickly and in just a few commands. So let's see how you can use this, and let's start. Let's dive right in. I have again this test drives project. I'm going to install the Titan Co duster, and it's going to install it. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to and this is optional. If you want to use a GitHub Actions config, if you can use a GitHub Actions config, you should totally do that. This would give you um, more kind of assurance that your code is working as expected. So what is the name of your primary branch? Main, and then okay, fix. So I'll choose fix, commit, and update dot git blame ignore revs. So I'll just pick this. You can, if you just want linting, you can check 0, and if you want fix and commit, do 1. If you want all of it, just go with 2. Okay, so the resulting commit will stop any currently running workflows and will not trigger another checkout dusters documentation for a workaround. Okay, do you wish to continue? Yes. Um, so once this is set up, and what you'll see as a result of this right away, you'll see a full-fledged uh, pipeline written for you, which is going to be named Duster Fix, and I hope to show you this in action later in this video. So on push main, it's fairly basic stuff. On push main, it's going to create a throwaway environment on Ubuntu latest, and this is going to check out the code using access checkout version 4, um, and then it's going to run the duster fix. So I think this is pretty standard stuff. You don't need to change it. If you want to, you can totally do that. But before we even push the code, there is something really nice that we can do, and that's called husky hooks. So what we can do is we can actually add this, and we can say fix and commit. So uh, this is going to install some stuff that you're going to shortly see here. Okay, and okay, .husky. So these are like some pre-commit hooks. So pre-commit hooks run whenever you commit your code. So that actually gives you, although there are multiple levels at which you can run, as we'll see shortly, you can actually run it using a command as well, and that actually gives you um, that's actually the quicker way. Even before you do a git add dot or something like that to add it to Git, you can actually quickly do it before you even commit your code. This is taking longer than usual, so I'll just pause here for a minute. Okay, so it just took a little longer, but then it's now done. And so what we're going to do is now this is installed. So now you have the lint and fix in place. So one way that you can do it is I'll try to show you a quick demo of this. So for example, I'll open the user model, and I already have this copied in the interest of time, but you can do anything. So for example, if I have two imports that I'm not using, right? So for example, I have artisan, and I have the artisan facade and the cashier facade imported in the user model that I'm not using. So this is a useless import. This is like an import that we are not using at all. So, what you can do is you can simply run this vendor industrial fix. So if you want to just lint, you can use lint, but if you do fix, that is going to fix these issues. So I'm just going to run this here and keep an eye here, okay, on these extra imports. There goes. So these two imports that were there, these two extra imports that were there, they are simply gone. They're no longer there. And let's add them back again in case you missed it. Sorry about this. Okay, and you can have, I mean, so any extra imports that are there, that's going to be sniffed out. And for instance, if you're missing something and there is some code issue somewhere, and this is going to point out where the issue is. So this is protected expecting comma or semicolon on line 41. So that's basically that. So on line 41, this is giving the problem, but the actual missing part is, I hope you can figure that out, is on line 34. So you fix that, and if you run this again, then there's no problem. The issue is now resolved. But yeah, let's, so when you do fix, this is also going to fix the linting. So it's going to put it in the right place, and it's also going to fix the indenting and everything. So that is something that is highly valuable. And instead of like you having to go over things and manually and go through every file, imagine this is only the user file dirty. And speaking of dirty, but if it was a lot more files, a lot many more files, what would you do? So again, like there are some extra imports here, and there is something that you can actually do. So you can run fix with a dirty flag. So dirty means any files that are changed, they'll only be checked. So if you run this is only going to run the files that have been changed. So it's only going to run on app model user and nowhere else. So this is actually fixed the extra imports and everything. So that's basically also a quick way. Now we are ready with this, and I'm going to again try and add some stuff here that does not belong here. So let's say, okay, and let's also put in those two other extra imports. Um, and now if you want to, now let's say I haven't checked it. I forgot to run the command, right? And I'm saying git commit -m changes to the user model example. And so now this is where the pre-commit hooks come in, right? So as you can see, this is actually running those commands in the background, and this has actually cleaned it up on a commit. So even if you forget to run the command, this is going to make sure that you have not added anything that is not working, or that is not there. So this is, I think this gives you a lot of peace of mind. And this actually gives you, let's see if there are any other options that we are missing. But yeah, okay, so we all commands, right? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and see if I have this already pushed. No, so I'm going to push this. All right, git push, and there's no remote here, so I'll need to do a bit of work here. Test drives, I'm going to do it anyways for future videos, but I'll just put it here. I'll keep the visibility public so that you guys can also see what's going on. Okay, and so we just copy this and do this, and that's going to push it up. And all right, here it is now. And as you can see, you can also see the GitHub flow here. So this is nice. So in a few commands, you were able to add a command that you could actually run before you added the files to Git. Then if you forget, you can do it on the commit level. And if you haven't set up the commit the pre-commit hooks, then what you can do is you can check it the uh, in the CI/CD pipeline. So here is what we're going to do. If you go to actions now, you should be seeing that Duster has actually run already on this. So I'll just make another change and try to show you how this is triggered. So this is actually already doing all those steps that we went over, and this has run Duster fix. All right, so let's see if we can. Okay, like right now we have these hooks and we'll have to remove them. So in order to test this, that it can actually sniff something out. But I think that's besides the point, and you guys understand. So if you miss setting up the pre-commit hooks, this is going to go up, and this is going to run it. So just to show you that it is indeed running and how quick it is. So it has finished running in 18 seconds here. I'll make some more changes. So there were some things that I was seeing that we need to probably remove. This is something that we added. Okay, and so you do git add dot and git commit remove extra function, and the pre-commit hooks run, and then we do a git push. So there you go. There you go. So this is actually running for this particular commit, and as you can see, this is going to if we click on this, this is going to do all of this, check out the code, and then run the cleanup in the end, and that's that. So again, in 25 seconds, we have found out that everything is okay with our application if we had forgotten to add the pre-commit hooks. Sorry, I keep saying webhooks. So that's that. I think if you have any questions, please do shoot them to me, or you can also look at their documentation, which is pretty extensive and almost covers everything. You can actually kind of you can actually customize a lot of this stuff as well. So behind the scenes, it actually uses PHP code sniffer, PHP CS fixer, and Pint. So this is a really nice and really quick addition that you can quickly add to your projects. And this is one of my favorites. I add it to every single project that I have, hobby or otherwise, and I tend to check my code. If you cannot push the for example, in the case of the original question, so if you cannot push it, or if you cannot add a GitHub Actions pipeline, what you can do is you can just add the pre-commit hooks, and you can actually just run them in a separate branch. So you can actually say, for example, git checkout, let's say -b testing, something like that. And instead of adding it on the main branch, you can just keep your code updated with the testing branch and run the command locally here. So you can actually run, where is it? Yeah, you can run the fixer here, and you don't need to add it in the original branch. So that's how you can test your code locally without it having to do anything with GitHub. So this is something entirely on your local. You can run it. So there are multiple levels. You can run it locally. You can without even adding before even adding it to Git. Then you have the pre-commit hooks, which actually work when you commit the code, and then if you miss everything, then there is like the GitHub Actions pipeline, which is going to check it anyways. You can keep multiple levels, but I think one level is enough. So if you're using pre-commit hooks, you don't need it in the pipeline, and vice versa. But yeah, I mean, if you just want to be double sure, by all means, why not? So that's it. If you have any questions, please do feel free to ask me in the comments, and I'll be happy to help. And thank you so much. And please do subscribe if you haven't subscribed to my channel. I'm posting regularly now, and you'll see more and more tips like this very frequently. Thank you.